excellent vision with the keeper one. He's got it again. Big opening down to the 35-yard line of Temple. And he's brought down there by Lorenzo Square. His name will
trying to get their running game going. 2 tight ends and a flanker.
Second down and 9 at the 33 of Temple. Pitt with the football. Play action. Here's Van Pelt looking for Tootin over the middle. No! Does he have it? Yes! Touchdown!
The fake. Meanwhile, Tootin is beating the cornerback Mobley on the post right in the middle. Look at that catch. Look at that pass.
Boy, it was close whether or not he cut to the ground first, but he had possession of the football. An excellent catch by Tootin. Only 8 catches through 5 ball games. Jerry Burnt's plan at the beginning of the season was to get in the ball 4 or 5 times a game. This afternoon, it's working. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field now, and Johnson in motion as well. Here's Lay, complete into the corner to McCoy. McCoy's brought back. His forward motion, though, will be marked down to the 30-yard line. A gain of 5. Robert Bradley made the stop for Pitt. And 5 coming up for Temple. They're on the Pitt 30-yard line. Victor Lay, handoff Stevenson. Wide open territory, cuts back, and is still on his feet as he's knocked out at the 15-yard line by Dan Crossman. Stevenson with his 15-yard gain is 33 on the day. And Temple is at the Pitt 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Hale and Stevenson in back of Lay. Lay fake, Lay rolls out, fires a pass, incomplete, tipped at the last second by Lewis Ritt. Dick Beck is a long snapper. It's a 38-yard attempt. He is 0 for 2 from this distance. High snap, here's the kick. It is up and it is no good. Wide to the right, no good, and Temple's drive stops there. Pitt taking over at the 20-yard line. So the Pitt field, 2:35 left in the half. Lay, short pass to Johnson, his 4th catch of the day, out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Prentice Wright made sure he stayed out of bounds. This afternoon is that they have not brought that 2nd unit defensively, or the 1A unit, as Bob Belicente likes to refer to it to. Not that I have seen thus far this afternoon. They've kept their 1st unit in defensively all the way, and they've been challenged. Second down 4, Temple at the Pitt 46. Trailing 14-3. Give to Stevenson. Stevenson rides Prentice Wright for a 1st down to the 40 of Pittsburgh. 3 wide receivers into the ballgame now for Temple. Lay to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throw to Drayton, incomplete. Handoff goes on the draw to Stevenson. Stevenson dances around Crossman, but he won't dance away from Mark Spindler and gets brought down at the 38-yard line. And Jerry Burnt looking things over. Both teams have full complement of timeouts remaining. Temple has yet to exercise any of theirs. They have 3. Clock moving, 1:28 left. 3rd down and 8. Lay. Scramble, fires, pass complete to Shepard at the 20. Shepard brought down at the 17-yard line by Lewis Riddick.
And the difference is the pass protection that he's getting. That time he had enough.
Trailing 14-3, 55 seconds left in the half. Lay steps up, fires over the middle, intercepted. Taken by Bradley, his 2nd pickoff of the day. Bradley gets a block from Hampton on the corner. Could be on his way at the 45, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 40. Split twins to the top. Baron Jackson again to the bottom. Van Pelt rolling, looking for a screen. Has it complete to Turner at the 25. Turner at the 15, brought down at the 13-yard line. Ball is down, and the kick is good. So as time runs out on the 1st half, Ed Frazier is used to seeing those 3 zeros up on the clock in the end zone. Nails a 31-42.
3 yards to go for a 1st down. And no surprise, they give it to Keys. He has the 1st down. And Stan Broussard made the tackle. Just 1 man in the secondary after Broussard, so that's a big play by the cornerback for Columbia. Fake to Keys. Glover throws down the middle. Through the hand.
You're watching right. 0, Colorado. Quarterback Darian Hagan scores his 3rd touchdown of the day, an 8-yard keeper. The Buffaloes are stampeding Missouri by 3 touchdowns. Nebraska at the half is leading Kansas State in the Big 8 opener for both. Ken Clark 116 yards and a touchdown in that game. Michigan a winner over Wisconsin. The 9th straight year Michigan opens its Big 10 season against the Badgers, and the 8th consecutive time that Michigan wins it. Pittsburgh has beaten Temple today. Alex Van Pelt 3 touchdown passes on the day for the Pitt Panthers. And Temple's most famous alumnus, Bill Cosby, on hand to watch, and he didn't like what he saw out of Mr. Van Pelt. Watch Van Pelt, 33 yards for Henry Tootin, the diving catch in the end zone in the first quarter. Pitt never looked back and won it going away by 24 points. Washington and 9th-ranked Southern Cal just underway at the LA Coliseum in the Pac-10 game, and there is no score in that game. Virginia Tech, the upset victory today over West Virginia. Mickey Thomas played a key role for the Hokies today. 4 field goals. This is his 4th of the day. 24 yards out, 8.5 minutes to play, and that made the difference as Virginia Tech upset West Virginia by a score of 12-10.
I don't think this is such a big gamble. If you don't make it, you leave Washington on their own 1-yard line. You've got perhaps one of the best, you do have one of the best, maybe one of the 5 best defenses in the country. You kind of figure that you're going to get the ball back by holding him if you don't make it here.
But you're going to jack up the Washington defense if they hold you here. And they're going to be hiring a kite. Irvins is in the backfield now as they go back to the I formation.
Over the top.
Marinovich keeps it and scores. So all of that speculation and noise coming out of Jackson and Greasy, fluttering the air, amounts to nothing as they go for it and stick it in the end zone.
And it's an option.
4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and long. Conklin with that strong arm, and Ames can't pull it in. Gets into it. That's into the field. Pressure coming. Conklin's pass is away. Thrown into a crowd. Incomplete. Intended for McKay. The better choice.
Fits in well. This is just going to be an excellent throw right down the middle. Marinovich on target all day long, lofting it over the linebacker's head in between the safeties. It's a big-time throw.
And Aaron Emanuel getting a spot of playing time. Makes it 1st and goal, Southern Cal, Washington 7, and Emanuel stays in at tailback. Emanuel has it to the 5. At a ton. Marinovich throwing. Away. Jackson and Wellman are going to the top of the picture. They're both clever. They're both quick. Marinovich rolls it that way. Jackson in the back of the end zone. Knocked out. Incomplete pass. Johnny 3 yards. Left foots it up and knocks it downtown.
This year he's going to have to get on the stick in the 4th quarter to win this ball game.
Well, he got 2 of them last year in the 4th quarter. Ain't no quitting him. This is Lewis on that little swing pass. And Lewis moves up for 3 up to the 33.
Penn State Nittany Lions were playing just up the turnpike at the Meadowlands. Rutgers the opponent, Penn State the winner, the 4th win for them in a row. State coach Joe Paterno still has Delran High grad Tony Saka at quarterback. Penn State in white, Saka on the drop. He's looking over the middle for Terry Smith. 23 yards away, Smith catches a bullet and gets in. 7-0. Ray Tarasi kicked a field goal. Then, late in the game, Brian O'Neill powered his way in from 6 yards out. Penn State wins. They're 4-1. The final today, 17-0 over Rutgers. Blair Thomas limited action after suffering a hip pointer.
I felt comfortable out there, and our offensive line gave me a lot of time. And, you know, when your offensive line gives you time like that, and, you know, you can sit in there and you can do some things.
Well, it was homecoming for the Owls today in other college football. The Pitt Panthers were in town, and yes, the tough times continue for Temple. The homecoming festivities are dampened just a bit. Pitt 27, Temple 3. Temple alum Bill Cosby back in town for homecoming, and the Cos saw his alma mater get on the board first. Temple in red from 24 yards out. Bob Wright is right on. The Owls had a 3-0 first quarter lead. But that was it for Jerry Burns' team. Pitt just took over. Alex Van Pelt turns the play-action fake into a 33-yarder over the middle to Henry Tootin. The diving catch is good for the touch. Pittsburgh was tooting their horns after a 27-3 win over Temple. The Owls are 0-6.
I feel we came out and played better, executed better. I thought we had a better week of practice, and it certainly showed out there. But we, again, shot ourselves in our own foot. We turned the ball over 6 times. You can't play a team like Pitt and do that. They didn't turn the ball over any, so we didn't make the big plays. They made the big plays, and give credit to them. They did it, and they won the football game.
Well, the Kappa Delta Road brothers were fired up at Columbia. Their school hosted Penn, Columbia in blue. Fourth quarter, they were down 17-14, but Bruce Mayhew went to Matt Less. Less gave Columbia more. 21-17 Columbia after the 25-yard scoring play. 5:22 to go. Brian Keys gets the call for Penn. 147 yards for Keys and 2 touchdowns. This is second. The game winner. Penn wins their Ivy League opener 24-21. Brian Keys all smiles, sort of. Villanova coach Andy Talley had a lot to say early as his Cats fell behind Connecticut in white early. Second quarter, UConn's Matt DeGennaro goes deep to flanker Mike Nolan over the shoulder for the score. 14-0 Huskies, but Nova came back and won 41-35 in a 6-overtime playoff series. Each team gets a chance to score in that. Other numbers, William and Mary by 3.
As one of the most surprising teams of the season, 6th-ranked Tennessee hosted Georgia. The Volunteers, since going 0-6 at the start of last year, have won every single football game. Expected to pass to their talented core of wide receivers. Instead, the Vols have won with their running game, the Cobb-Webb tandem of Reggie Cobb and freshman Chuck Webb. And they went to work again tonight as there were over 95,000 at Neyland Stadium. In the first quarter, there's Chuck Webb, gets the pitch, cruises in from 8 yards out through a huge hole in the left side. Vols went 80 yards on 10 plays on their opening drive. And the freshman Reggie Cobb breaks free off left tackle and rambles 26 yards for the touchdown. Cobb, no, he's not a freshman, rushed for 106 yards. 17-6 Vols in the fourth. Preston Jones finding Arthur Marshall deep over the middle, a 39-yard touchdown. The Dogs back in the game after the 2-point conversion. They were within 3. Then the fourth quarter, 3rd down and 5. Volunteer quarterback Sterling Henton runs the naked reverse for the huge first down to ice the game for Tennessee, who has now won 10 straight games. The first Vols win in Knoxville against the Bulldogs since 1937, and the second loss for Georgia's rookie coach, Ray Goff. Top-ranked Notre Dame was in Stanford. The Cardinal, a surprisingly tough opponent. George Schultz looking on as Stanford's Steve Smith threw a school record 68 passes. They were up 6-0 here when Tony Rice in the second quarter on the keeper takes it 38 yards for his longest run of the year. And the Irish would score on a later play. 7-6 Notre Dame, and Tony Rice moving right on the option, pitches out to Rodney Culver, who took it in for the touchdown. It was tied midway through the third when the rocket for Notre Dame went 66 yards on a kickoff return to set up the go-ahead touchdown for Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish with the nation's longest current winning streak at 17 games. In Miami, Hurricanes quarterback Gino Torretta, subbing for the injured Craig Erickson, threw for 239 yards and 3 touchdowns as Miami shut out the Bearcats. Will the Canes ever run out of quarterbacks? The third-ranked Colorado Buffaloes in the first home game since the death of quarterback Sal Anesi, continuing their quest for a title in his name, and his successor Darian Hagan was brilliant today, running for 3 touchdowns less than 10 minutes into the game against Missouri. This, his 3rd touchdown in the first quarter. Colorado up 42-3. Hagan left the game in the first half, and his backup Charles Johnson on the keeper, breaking the tackles, takes the ball in, a 33-yard score. He would rush for over 100 yards. In the final, a blowout. Colorado winning their Big 8 opener. The Tigers suffer their 2nd straight game without a touchdown. In Lincoln, 4th-ranked Nebraska romped over Kansas State. Jerry Godowski ran for 1 touchdown and passed for another as the Huskers amassed 723 yards in total offense. At Ann Arbor, the Wolverines booed at halftime after their offense failed to score in the first half. They got their act together, came back to post a win over Wisconsin the week before meeting Michigan State. Tom?
Homecoming in Morgantown, West Virginia, where the Mountaineers' explosive offense met up with Virginia Tech's stingy defense. And a bit of a rarity in this one. A straight-on kicker decided the contest. Not much offense in the game. West Virginia shut out in the first half. Finally scored a touchdown in the third quarter. A scrambling Major Harris avoids the rush, goes upfield, pumps fakes, and finds Charlie Fedorko in the back of the end zone for a 1-point Mountaineer lead. It was 10-9. In the fourth quarter, Mickey Thomas coming on, one of only 2 straight-on kickers in Division I football, his 4th field goal of the day. And look at that. The Virginia Tech Hokies win by 2 points, their first win in Morgantown since 1967. In Philadelphia, homecoming for Temple. Owls hosting Pitt, and a former Temple track man looking on. Yeah.
10 for LSU from its 45. Wyndham, a gain of 4. Tackled by Larry Young. Half. Running out the clock.
Incredible. He only had 3 possessions. Ordinarily in a game, you get 13 possessions in a game.
2nd and 7. Hodson looking for Lee. And over the head of Hamilton.
Collins down to the 10-yard line. First down, Penn State. Terry Wooden made the stop after 11 yards for Collins. Penn State run inside effectively. Collins inside the 5, dragging DeRiggi with it. Let's get back now.
Retta is doing the job for number 2 Miami. Here he hits Wesley Carroll for 38 yards in a score against San Jose State. State has scored, so it's 17-8 now in the second quarter. Miami at Florida State in 2 weeks on ESPN.
You bet. That will be a big, big weekend of college football here, Bob. Here, a big play. 2nd and 5 from the 5-yard line. Collins out of bounds. It appears that they will mark him near the 2. Penn State could get a first down.
Big play right here, Keith.
3rd and 6. Out of the end zone, Michigan is passing, and it is no good.
Donofrio.
Donofrio. He is a big, big playmaker. Big playmaker. Sharback looking for Kennan, but Donofrio breaks on the football in front of him right here. Makes the play. Big playmaker, Donofrio.
So the first interception of the game for Penn State defensively. Syracuse squandered their chances in the first half. Now the Nittany Lions get their turn. Jerry Collins comes in for him now as he dots the I on 2nd and 7. Collins piercing through to the 21-yard line. Collins stopped again. George Rooks the first to get to him, number 91 in blue, and for 1 today. Markowitz to hold. From 27 yards, Penn State adds to their lead. 13-6 our score.
Good call. They haven't really thrown off the wishbone. They haven't thrown off the wishbone. Play action pass, faking the fullback. Good fake by Saka. And then throws out. And hits McDuffie right on the sideline, who makes a nice catch of the football. Thompson knocks him out of bounds.
7:51 and counting in the third quarter. First down, Penn State. Out of that full house, McDuffie keeps it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Boy, McDuffie does a lot of things, doesn't he?
Collins inside the 15, down to the 13. We just received a report from the Penn State sidelines that Blair Thomas is really just taking a blow right now, and certainly with Collins and Anderson and the rest chewing up some yardage, they haven't needed him.
Well, that's one thing about keeping backs fresh. At least it's been my experience. With a back like you, Jim, you didn't need any rest.
Well, you had Herschel. He didn't need any.
No, he didn't need any. We had just a few of them that don't, but most of them do.
Third down and 1. Thompson, first down, Penn State, down to the Syracuse 6. The fullback position. First and goal. Play fake. Saka has a tight end. Jacob wide open. Touchdown. Give Tony Saka credit getting away from the pressure.
Well, they've done a lot of things with the wishbone, faking the sweep. Saka comes out on the naked, and the good pursuit by Brown, but there Jacob all alone in the end zone, and he had a nice touch on the football.
The extra point is good.
That's what worried Coach Paterno, was Saka with not much touch, but he really had some touch on that ball.
Jim, we thank you for joining us here.
Thank you for having me, guys. Have a good game.
Thanks.
We'll be right back. The Nittany Lions by 2 touchdowns.
Penn State.
Trying to win for the 3rd time in a row against Paterno. That's never been done. Out pattern to Kinnon.
Well, that's been the story of Penn State's season. No points in the second half. Absolutely, not only in the 4th quarter, the whole second half.
Now remember, the teams they've played up to this point have a combined record of 4-13-2. 2nd and 3.
Wow.
Yeah, low pitch.
He drilled it.
But recovered nicely by Owens.
All right, 3rd down. And 11 from the 12, and Enos looks and looks and looks and throws. It's caught at the 5 by Hawkins. Caught it right in front of Todd Plate.
You got single coverage out here on the right. You may just throw it out here to...
Hickson is out of the backfield. He's in the end zone. The pass to the corner. Touchdown, Hawkins.
Michigan State needs a turnover. They lead the Big Ten in taking the ball away.
2nd down and 8 from the 40. Gerbach back, lets it go to the sidelines, and McMurtry's there for the 1st down. Turned and caught the ball in front of Alan Heller.
Big throw and big catch for Michigan. Shows you the confidence that
Michigan 3 out of 13 in 3rd down conversions. Gerbach back, looks for Callaway. No, short. It fell between Horde and Callaway.
Got 6, so if they hold here, they'll keep their average. That's what wins football games. All the other stats really doesn't make that much difference.
Bill Schaar looking on. 3rd and 9. A straight drop. Gedney's got it. Boy, a nice catch by Gedney into double coverage with Chismar and Andre Collins all over him.
But it's not enough for the 1st down.
Collins to about the 10-yard line. George Rooks, Fred DeRiggi combining on the stop.
2 weeks, and it's happened again today.
Just over 5 minutes to play. Jarak inside the 10, twisting down near the 7-yard line.
Big back. He's 6'4", 246.
3rd down and 4.
Big
Jarak, touchdown, Penn State. Don't forget, next week, Vince Dooley and I will be in Clemson. Well, they'll touch the rock, those Tigers, after losing to Georgia Tech today, and meet NC State.
There's Anderson.
Richie Anderson. They finally get him out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Tony Matamora ran him out after a 35-yard gain. Has a chance to be an unbeaten team in 1989. Clemson's the toughest game remaining on their schedule.
In Death Valley, that's right.
Oop. Anderson breaks it outside again, inside the 50 to the 49. And the Wolfpack of Dick Sheridan have won 3 straight against Danny Ford's Tigers. But coming up next, the #1 Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, Ron Franklin and Kevin Kiley.
And I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
You bet. We'll be at Grimaldi's having a little Italian food watching on the big screen.
Absolutely.
So, Ron, Kevin, enjoy your game. We'll enjoy watching you. And time has run out on the series for Syracuse in this building. Penn State wins by a bump.
Andrew Stevenson scored on a 36-yard run. Another one was by Tim Hornbaker. He scored on a fumble recovery. But otherwise, it was all Boston College today, 32-14. Temple falls to 0-7. Meanwhile, under the dome at Syracuse, Blair Thomas carrying the ball for the Lions of Penn State. He almost broke that run, but no matter, because on the very next play, Blair, who's from Philadelphia's Frankfurt High School, goes 38 yards, 7-3 Penn State at that time. Syracuse cuts it to 7-6, but Blair has the ball again, but he says, okay, O.J. Duffy, you do the rest. Runs like the real O.J., leading to a Penn State field goal. He didn't score there, but then later on a punt return, O.J. Duffy will score, as this is Penn State's last trip to Syracuse, and they go out in style. They have just defeated Syracuse by the score of 34-12. O.J. Duffy breaks the tackles, and he will go all the way. Not get attention. At Franklin Field today, Brian Keyes had quite a day for Penn. No one has ever had a day like this for the Quakers. Here's Keyes with a 1-yard run right here. It's 32-22. They lead over Brown. Keyes running for a school record, 249 yards, but Brown makes a game of it. Wayman Caldwell will score here for the visitors. Suddenly it's 32-28. Then Danny Clark goes for the 2-point conversion. He'll do it himself. It's only down to 2 points at that time, late in the fourth. But Penn recovered the onside kick, and Keyes will help run out the clock. And then some. 249 yards for him. Quakers now 2-0 in the Ivy League. From Franklin Field, let's go to the University of Delaware, as we're frozen for a second. Blue Hens hosting Villanova. Wildcats quarterback is Kirk Schultz, 35 yards to Robert Brady, his favorite target. Schultz today, 17 of 31 passing. He did all this despite having some badly bruised ribs. A 31-yard pattern coming up to Harold Hart as Villanova defeated Delaware by the score of 20-11. He has Hart, and he will score. Nice block there by the referee. On the scoreboard, Princeton crushed Columbia. Lehigh blasted.
17-game win streak on the line at Air Force. The Falcons were 6-0. And we go to Falcon Stadium, Air Force Academy, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Second quarter, 14-0 Irish, and there he is. Rajiv the Rocket Ismail doing what he does best, exploding on a 56-yard punt return for a touchdown, and the Irish up 21-0. The Irish faithful love it. Fisher to Berry stunned. Second quarter, 21-0 Irish. Dangerous D. Dowis flipping in the seam to Greg Johnson, and the big back turns it on to go 61 yards for an Air Force touchdown. 21-7 Irish. Second quarter now, it is 28-14 Irish as the Cadets come on, but the Irish pull the deadly weapon again. Rajiv Ismail on the reverse takes it down the sidelines untouched, 25 yards to pay dirt. 35-14 Notre Dame, and 41-27 was the final. D. Dowis 305 yards in the air, a career high as the Irish move to 6-0, stretching their win streak to 18 games, longest in Division 1A. Air Force has yet to beat the Irish under Lou Holtz. Notre Dame versus USC next week. Number 2, Miami hosting San Jose State. Miami coach Dennis Erickson, former offensive coordinator with the Spartans. Scoreless in the first, Miami's Gino Torretta filling in for Craig Erickson, flips to Lamar Thomas, 18-yard touchdown, 7-0 Canes. It was 10-0 Miami, and the Canes facing second and 10 at the San Jose State 38. Torretta again, this time Wesley Carroll with a touchdown, 17-0 Miami, and 48-16 was the final, as Torretta threw for 468 yards to break Bernie Kosar's one-game school record. The Canes now 6-0. Their 13th straight win is second longest in Division 1A. Colorado at Iowa State, and a couple of Colorado fans showing up in Ames, Iowa, waving hi to Mom. Iowa State led 7-3 in the first quarter, but Colorado quarterback Darian Hagan cranked it up. Here's scoring on the option run from 19 yards out, and the Buffaloes took the lead at 10-7. And they never looked back. Second quarter, and Hagan, who ran for 2 touchdowns and passed for 2 more, found Mike Pritchard and watched this through the defender's arms for a touchdown, 31-10 Colorado. Cyclone coach Jim Walden watching helplessly as he is stampeded 52-17, but there you see a costly win for Colorado as leading rusher Eric Bieniemy broke his right fibula. He is out indefinitely. Colorado moves to 6-0, their 6th straight win over Iowa State. At Columbia, Missouri, the most lopsided victory this century as Nebraska ripped Mizzou 50-7. The Huskers now 6-0. Jerry Godowski running for a pair of touchdowns. And in the intrastate rivalry, Michigan State with another tough loss. 5th-ranked Michigan winning 10-7. The Wolverines finished the decade 8-2 against the Spartans. Michigan is 4-1. Michigan State 2-3. The winner of this game has gone to the Rose Bowl the last 3 years. Anna?
Georgia Tech looked like a rambling wreck in the Atlantic Coast Conference, losing 16 straight games until they finally ended the streak last week, beating Maryland. And then today they went on to wreck Clemson's hopes for an unprecedented 4th straight ACC title. You know, it's amazing what one little win can do to your confidence. In the second quarter, the Jackets, after recovering a Joe Henderson fumble, Sean Jones hitting Jerry Mays for the score. Tech up 13-6 in the second quarter, and Jones handing off to Jerry Mays. Again, the little man darts in 8 yards, his 2nd touchdown of the day. Georgia Tech up 20-6. Bobby Rodriguez, the wide receiver, then has all the Tigers beaten deep, and Jones delivers it to him in stride. Rodriguez goes all the way 81 yards for the touchdown, and the 20-point underdogs win by 16. The Tigers suffering their first homecoming loss in 19 years. Clemson is now 2-2 in the ACC. Meanwhile, more Tigers tangled in Auburn, Alabama, and it looked as if Auburn was headed to their 2nd straight SEC defeat. With a little over 9 minutes to play, LSU up 6-3, punting from their own 18, and then Shane Wasden would make the difference. Picks his way through traffic, running 33 yards on the punt return. Then 3 minutes later, after a 7-play, 37-yard drive, that set up the winning touchdown for the game's leading rusher, Stacey Danley, 117 yards, but this 1 yard was the most important. That is what gave Auburn the win. For last year's co-champions, this was a battle to stay in the race. No team has won the SEC title with 2 defeats, but LSU is now 0-2 in the conference. Auburn 2-1 in the SEC. Auburn will play Florida State next week. In Tuscaloosa, Murray Hill's 46-yard touchdown run capped 17 straight fourth-quarter points for Alabama. The Crimson Tide beat Southwestern Louisiana's Ragin' Cajuns. In Gainesville, the Gators making their debut under interim coach Gary Darnell, taking over for Galen Hall, who stepped down this week, admitting NCAA violations. But it was business as usual. Emmett Smith ran for 202 yards. The nation's #2 defense limited Vanderbilt to just 2 yards rushing. Vince?
Well, after knocking off #9 West Virginia last week, Virginia Tech wasn't going to sneak up on 19th-ranked Florida State today. The Seminoles knew it would be tough in Blacksburg, Virginia. We'll take a look at this. Seminole coach Bobby Bowden said Virginia Tech was as good as anyone on the schedule, but not today. Already 17-0 Florida State in the second. Peter Tom Willis hits Ronald Lewis for a 10-yard score, 24-0 Florida State. Still 24-zip in the third, and this time Willis beats the blitz and finds running back Amp Lee, who motors down the sideline, 67 yards for the score. That made it 31-0 Seminoles, and there would be no upset for Frank Beamer's boys. 41-7, Florida State, the final. Beamer a little miffed. The 19th-ranked Seminoles now 4-2. Peter Tom Willis, 338 yards passing and 3 touchdowns against the 3rd-best defense in the nation. Elsewhere, Texas A&M shut down Houston's explosive offense, upsetting the Cougars 17-13. Houston's Andre Ware sacked 6 times, intercepted 3 times in that game. Arkansas, #7 at Texas Tech, and that is a final 45-13. #7, Arkansas, a winner there. And 15th-ranked Oklahoma losing to Texas for the first time since 1983. Mike Gaddis, 120 yards rushing before leaving with a knee injury in the 3rd quarter. Johnny Walker's last-minute touchdown catch was the game winner.
No school has ever beaten a Joe Paterno Penn State team 3 times in a row, but today Syracuse got their last chance to try and be the first to do it. It was the final meeting in the 66-year rivalry between these two teams. They won't play again until at least the year 2000, if then. And the Orangemen went into today's game having won 2 straight. Now, Joe Paterno said that his Nittany Lions weren't trying to leave a lasting impression, but they certainly did, and their lasting impression was of this man, the 5th-year senior Blair Thomas, taking the pitch out. Motors 38 yards for the Lion touchdown. Penn State on top in the first quarter, 7-3. In the third, they were up 13-6. And the play fake, Tony Sacca rolls left, throws to a wide open David Jacobs. The 7-yard Lion touchdown, and Dick McPherson understandably upset. Penn State up 20-6. O.J. McDuffie takes the punt. Nice spinning move, bolts up the middle, and even the punter Ken Hawkins has no chance. 84 yards for the touchdown for Penn State. The second week in a row, an opponent has returned a punt for a touchdown against Syracuse as the Orangemen have lost 3 straight. The Nittany Lions winning their 5th straight game since their opening day loss to Virginia. They are perfect, by the way, when Blair Thomas rushes for over 100 yards, and he had 115 yards today. Elsewhere, Navy's midshipmen trying to stay afloat against the unbeaten Pitt Panthers, who are looking for their 4th straight win over Navy. The Pitt freshman quarterback Alex Van Pelt, 2 TD tosses, dumping the pass off to Ricky Turner here for the 19-yard score. Van Pelt has passed for over 1,400 yards this season. And then Kervin Richards, who sat out the first half of the game because of a disciplinary move. Look what he does on his first carry in the 3rd quarter. Takes it 52 yards for the score. Richards also bothered by a groin pull, but you couldn't tell today. Now, his first half replacement, Adam Walker, also a force for the Panthers, ran for 105 yards and a touchdown and caught a scoring toss. 9th-ranked Pitt is now assured of an unbeaten record going into their October 28th matchup against #1 Notre Dame.
Bill Curry. Stacked up. The Tennessee defense stacks him up at the line of scrimmage. Darrell Hardy out of Cincinnati, Ohio, leading the defensive charge, and let's see where they spot it down. So we'll have our first measurement here this afternoon. So it'll be a first down for Bama. They keep it going.
Wherever he goes, you go. If the hole gets jammed up, go over top of it. That's what they did.
The ball is at the Tennessee 36-yard line on 1st and 10. This is Bama's first possession. Scoreless in Birmingham. Murray Hill has it faked to him, and the throw by Hollingsworth incomplete inside the 20-yard line. And line were scoreless in the opening quarter. Hollingsworth rolling on the pocket. First down to Battle. Out of bounds at the Tennessee 22. Second down and about 4 yards to go for Bama. And he doesn't get much of it this time. 14. They have to get a good yard out of this, and on the roll and a first down as Lamond Russell, the tight end, dives for it and keeps the Bama drive going. They may see 11-yard line on Bama's opening drive. Stacy to the short side of the field breaks a tackle and hammers inside the 5-yard line. Whoa, what a run by Suran Stacy. Martin Houston checks in at fullback on this second down. Hollingsworth, great fake, touchdown Alabama. Gary Hollingsworth, the number 24 Kevin Turner, a 4-yard touchdown pass, and Bama strikes for Coach Curry on its first possession here this afternoon against Tennessee.
In from the sideline, and Greg Amsler checks into his backfield. Duke, one of the teams that Tennessee defeated this year. They run the draw play, and Alabama, led by nose man Willie Wyatt, brings him down. Big
2 tight ends. George. I believe he might have been throwing it away. Travis Davis was in quickly up the middle as he looped around. Jeff George made a quick slant throw.
Good jam on the outside by Vincent Donaldson, who just took Mike Bellamy and held him up at the line of scrimmage. And all right.
Now, just outside the 3 of Michigan State. Wagner Lester very close. Finke in motion. George on a bootleg. Donovan, touchdown. Dan Donovan, the senior from Bellflower, California. His second catch of the season, his first touchdown of the season.
Another 4th down for Bama. 1 yard to go. Stacy and Tennessee stuffs them. Volunteers ball is Shazan Bradley. Kelly throws far side, incomplete, as Ephraim Thomas again does it defensively.
And Illinois' Jeff George goes up top to Mike Bellamy for 53 yards. That's the longest pass allowed by Michigan State this season. It set up a 1-yard touchdown pass by Jeff George, and Illini leads Michigan State 7-0 in the first quarter.
All right, Greg, here it's 7-0 Alabama. What a rope George throws. He's a fine-looking thrower. And here Hollingsworth setting the screen on the short side with his tight end, Russell. Russell found an alley. Darrell Hardy, who is Mr. Everywhere for the Volunteers, finally getting him out of bounds. But so the Tide continuing to move the chains here. Using Turner, the fullback, and they are keeping this Volunteer defense off balance. James Wilson with the tie. 2nd and 2 for Alabama. Hollingsworth with all the time in the world. Out of the end zone. Facing a 3rd and 2 for Hollingsworth and the tie. Rolling to the right. Just before he steps out of bounds, he throws the ball incomplete. He wanted Stacy that time, but there was good coverage by the Volunteers.
Smart play, though. He put it down as far on the ground as he could, right into the corner, so if he missed him, it would be incomplete. Rather than just throwing it up in the stands, he just threw a good pass that was either incomplete or it would be a great catch.
So the 22-yard field goal causes the neon to flicker again on the scoreboard as Alabama opens up a 10-0 lead on Tennessee, and the Volunteers looking for a little offense here this afternoon.
That one was just about 13. 1st and 10. Complete, no, incomplete to James Cann. Tried to run before he received it. 4 wide outs. Here's Ernie across the middle, complete to Cann at the 40. Cann has the first down. Trying to drag him down there is Walker as he gets himself down to the 32-yard line. Another 13-yard gain for Rutgers. 2nd down and 10.
Pressure.
Big pressure. Burnett chasing. Hawkins chasing as well, and he throws it away at the Syracuse 15-yard line, intended for McQueen.
This is trouble.
That could help when Rutgers fullback ran into their own offensive line, and his Ernie jump pass over the middle. It is incomplete, intended for Giles or Omar-Kohler.
Never saw him. Pressure from the outside. Very disappointing series right there for Rutgers and Scott Ernie. They had it going and they lost it right there.
Now they need a punt from Temp with a win from the right hash mark. There's the kick. It's low. Is it going to be enough? Yes, he got it. 50 yards for Doug Giesler.
What a gamble by Dick Anderson. A gamble. He had the win.
Fast-moving first half here at Piscataway, New Jersey. It'll be a full house backfield when they come to the line, as David Walker will join Michael Owens and Dwayne Kinnan behind Bill Shaw. Now Walker lines up on a wing to the right. And off Owens. Touchdown, Syracuse. Michael Owens makes it 20-3 from a yard out.
Inside the Bama 15. They'll pitch to him and swing him wide. Close to the goal line.
Boy, they found something now, Brent. Their goal, the ball at the Bama 2-yard line. Out of the power eye, Poles is stood up at the goal line. Touchdown, Tennessee. Greg Emsler over the top. Sharon Stacy explodes. This sort of inside off the shotgun. Hollingsworth to Stacy. It's as safe as you can go. If he drops it, it's incomplete. You're right. They pull the guard. They shuffle pass it to him. Very high percentage play. He cuts it up inside. And great call. He's gone. So is our win theory. There is now the fullback. He has been the main man receiving for Kelly. Kelly hits the open man. On the far side, Alvin Harper. And it's a 1st and 10 for Tennessee. They keep the drive alive as Kelly hits a 19-yarder on 3rd down. From the shotgun. Diving a reception, but out of bounds, incomplete. Oh, a 3rd down for Bama. Turner, the fullback, also an excellent receiver. Over the middle and complete to Stacy. 1st down at the Tennessee 17-yard line. 22 yards. Hollingsworth to Stacy. They have 2 timeouts left, and they will. Jeff Wall is the holder. This one right through. And Alabama leading 19-14. Third and goal for the Volunteers. Webb is short. Majors faces a 4th and goal decision. You want to go? They load it. Webb was close. Touchdown, Tennessee. He just barely broke the plane of that goal line against Curry's defense. Forces it back inside. He gets hit at the goal line. He's in. Absolutely. His shoulders, the ball, everything crossed that plane. No question about it.
To go in the football game. Syracuse 35-14. Rutgers 4th and goal at the 9. One back for protection this time. Going over the middle. It is complete. Touchdown to Gary Melton. Gary Melton on 4th and 9.
Big play and a great job of protecting for Scott Ernie that time. Instead of sprinting him where they've gotten a lot of pressure in his face, they decided to drop him back, and they let Melton come underneath, man coverage, running underneath. He had good position on the defender. Scott Ernie put the ball there, and this time Melton held it, got in the end zone.
Today is only 20 yards, so Illinois has done a great job in that department. Looked like he had Dwayne Young open underneath, and Illinois. 3rd down. About 12. Enos. Nearly intercepted by Julian Brown, the linebacker. The previous play, 2nd and goal. Enos. Boy, they recovered in a hurry.
Kick the football.
3rd down call. Enos almost dropped the snap. Dino's going to take it himself. Down to the 4-yard line.
Anticipating pulling it too much, or they'll pull it and hook it.
21-yard field goal attempt. Michigan State has the lead. They gave him 6 yards down to the 48. George quickly gets it out to Bellamy. He has a first down near the 36-yard line of Michigan State. Donaldson giving cushion to the second.
Finally flip over the yard line marker. 3rd down and 7. Big play because they're really not in field goal range at this point.
George, lots of time, back against the grain. Wagner, Lester. They lose yardage. Loss of 2. Back to the
3 wide receivers to the right. Frequently, on a 2-point conversion, they will run a pick play in college football. They roll in the direction of the wideouts. The throw, and a great defensive play by Gardner. Gardner knocks it away, and it stays at 10. What a huge play that was. Absolutely.
Facing what could be a make or break 4th down in terms of this football game. 4th and 9 from the Spartan 35.
3-man rush. No blitz coming.
George tipped and nearly intercepted it. Intended for Williams. Jenkins, outstanding. First down inside the 25. George thinking. Inside the 10 where it's 1st and goal for the Fighting Illini. 13-yard pass play. Jenkins again on the stop. George going over the top for Bellamy. Touchdown! The same type of play they used a year ago to beat Indiana in a big game at Champaign. That little pop fly into the corner and let the receiver run under it.
He's got some single coverage. Here comes the blitz. Just throws it up in the air. Perfect pass to Mike Bellamy. Leads him perfectly. You saw Chuck Bulla, number 41, blitzing, which means man-to-man coverage. Watch him lay it in there. Oh, what a beautiful pass. That's tough to stop when you're man-to-man all over the field with that wide receiver.
You got in Michigan State territory. Brought Illinois from behind here. And now minute 8 remaining to be played. Michigan State still has, if I'm not mistaken, 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, Michigan State really has given this game at this point, and they got the ball.
Notre Dame has 2 in the first period.
Wellman to the right, Jackson to the left. 1st and 10 USC. Marinovich looking Jackson's way. Now will throw short. Really just dumping it off, getting rid of it. Jackson was in the area. 17 victory. Marinovich throwing for a 2-point conversion in the final seconds. Here he goes to Jackson. Jackson slashes in for the touchdown for USC. Second touchdown pass of the quarter for Todd Marinovich. This one covering 15 yards.
Well, Jim, the happy face on the man going up belongs to David McWilliams, the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, who are now in charge in the Southwest Conference at 3-0 after upsetting 7th-ranked Arkansas today. You can recall last week the Longhorns knocked off the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's go back to South Bend.
You know, if you take it back 1 week prior to that, Texas struggled at home against Rice. Beat the Owls only 31-30, but have come back with 2 huge victories. I think its journey to State College, Pennsylvania, to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State opened its year with a loss against Virginia, but has come back with 5 straight victories. A similar script to USC with the opening loss to Illinois, but the Trojans have since mounted 5. 2nd and 12. Marinovich stepping forward, looking for Jackson, incomplete. See the shotgun again for USC. Marinovich runs out and is hit from behind, hit in the ankles by Zurich. Second down and 11. Marinovich in the pocket, going across the middle. John Jackson, diving catch at the 7. Catch work. One tight end, it's Galbraith. Second and goal. Irvins. Hit by Jeff All. No gain. Boy, did All. Not like they needed it. Third and goal. Marinovich with time. Fires. Intercepted. Todd Light.
Just about anybody in this team. Smagala falls down. And again, there's the catch, and then it's the determination, knowing it's his last chance at Southern Cal. And then the emotion of Todd Marinovich, the freshman quarterback from Balboa, California. He is the emotional leader of this team already, even though only a freshman.
First and 10 from the 11. Marinovich. Pass is batted down, caught by Marinovich. That counts as a completion, Marinovich to Marinovich, but it's a loss on the play. Back to the 16-yard line. I believe it was all. This is a game that opened with emotions. Actually began before the game even started. A war in the tunnel. And now it's a war on the field. On second down, batted down again. This is third and 15. They can get the first at the 1-yard line. Marinovich has his man. It's Wellman. Touchdown, USC back in front.
Jim, how many times have we said that offensive football is a matter of setting plays up? Remember how many times John Jackson came in motion and caught the little pass out there in the flat? Well, he did it this time, but then they ran the post behind him.
Back, steers his team back downfield and back in front. A touchdown to Tony Rice. Second down and 7. Fakes in the line, and he's looking long. He's got the rocket at the 30. Caught at the 15-yard line. Cleveland Coulter. Goal score! Touchdown Notre Dame!
A little fake here with his hands. He fakes like he's going to pitch it. Freezes a couple of defenders. Right there, a couple guys went right by him, then he cuts back, has the speed to do that, and then the determination and power as he breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and then the determination. That is what college football is about.
Pass attempts and completions. He's also thrown 3 touchdowns. Second down pass play to Wellman. Another first down for USC at the 23-yard line. A gain of 10.
Everyone else is measured by at Southern Cal.
You mean no more Pat Hayden?
Oh, yeah. They forgot me a long time ago.
He is outstanding. And he has shown what kind of talent we'll see for 3 more years. And a completion to Galbraith. Gets the football to the 15.
If you're
2. Just short of 2 yards. Needs to get to the 13. Holt runs for it and has the first down. It's Wallace to the right. And Marinovich keeps it and gets to the 7. Tackled by Ned. Running down the line, now looking to throw.
and it's over everyone's head. John Jackson was in that corner. They actually had two receivers down there. Jackson and Wellman. Was that a mistake? The nation. But they have beaten USC the last 6 years, the longest win streak in this series history. USC trying to go in for the win. And on third down, in great time, Marinovich throws, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. Wallace, he didn't. So 4th and 5. Marinovich, incomplete.
Showing by both of their quarterbacks. First, though, it was ugly. Before the game, they had this tangle, a war in the end zone, and also meant a war on the field. USC trailed the ball game, but Todd Marinovich, their great quarterback, throws the Trojans into the lead, 24-21 at that time. But watch the Notre Dame quarterback, Tony Rice. Extremely nice. Irish lead at 28-24. Irish defense at the end will hold on to preserve the victory as they keep their #1 ranking. This was the final play of the day. Marinovich trying for the end zone, but that was it. Notre Dame a big winner, but the biggest winner today, University of Houston, was favored by 60. That is 6-0 versus SMU, and guess what? They won by 74 points. Did set one record, over 1,000 yards in total offense. Quarterback Andre Ware threw for 517 yards and 6 touchdowns, and he only played the first half. Houston could have gone over the 100 mark in scoring, but instead they ran out the clock at the end, and they win it 95-21. On the scoreboard, Colorado also wins big. So did Nebraska, Michigan over Iowa, Alabama over Tennessee. Arkansas lost. Well, tonight Florida State defeated Auburn 22-14. Close call for the Penn Quakers. This after leading 23-10 versus Bucknell. Penn defense gives up a very big play. 60-yard gain on the screen pass to Dan Soka. This for the Bucknell Bisons. It'll set up the visitors for their go-ahead score. From the 3 will come Brian Hennessy. Bucknell on top. But the Penn defense made up for it as Dan Curtin gets the safety. The curtain comes down and Penn goes up by 1. Bucknell had one more shot. Steve Baramo is on for a 46-yard field goal. It could win the ball game. 46 yards, about 45. Penn survives 25-24. Doesn't get much closer than that. Now to Villanova, they have their troubles versus William and Mary. Craig Argo will go to Chris Hogarth in all a 73-yard play for the visitors as Villanova trailed in the ball game 17-10. They have their work cut out for them, and quarterback Kirk Scholes will go to the tight end Scott Donald. 18-yard play. This in the fourth quarter as they lead it 20-17. McDonald gets in. They hold on to win as William and Mary misses a field goal here, a 48-yard try, as Villanova wins by 3, 20-17. On the locals.
Lost in homecoming. Who did it? The Hoosiers of Indiana. The Blue taking the field today. And they've been looking for Anthony Thompson all week long, and here they will find him. As the touchdown man gets stacked up, 14 carries for 42 yards early for him. Second quarter, Michigan driving. Tony Bowles will power from the left side, 8 yards into the end zone, and the Wolverines, adding the extra point, will take a 7-0 lead. Later, they're deep in their own end, and I mean deep. Bowles up the middle, and he is gone. 91 yards. He would run for 135 yards and 3 scores to date in the first half of play. And he is all over the Hoosiers. So are the Wolverines. Maybe a surprise here. 24-3 for the 5th-ranked team in the nation at halftime. Number 11, Tennessee is at LSU, and Tom Hodson has a touchdown pass. Tigers could be an upset pick here. 14-0 over the Volunteers. Number 15, West Virginia. Major Harris would run wild in the first half of this game and then have to leave the game because he had cramps at Boston College. You'll see why. Early, he gets to work looking for Reggie Rembert in the end zone. It covers 3 yards officially, a lot more through the air. It's 7-0. 13 seconds later, Ron Ellis will pick off Willie Hicks. He'll go 28 yards for the score, and suddenly it's 14-zip. But that wasn't bad enough. Major Harris makes it worse for BC. 21-0, 3rd down, and he will scramble on the blitz up the sideline, and then he'll come back this way as well.
and it's 74 yards all the way down to the 2-yard line. It would set up a later field goal, and West Virginia would get a field goal to go up now 31-17 at Boston College. They haven't lost there in the 80s. Let's get to the other score.
Andre Collins, on his mind is Gary Hollingsworth. He will keep an eye on him. He will be where the ball is, especially since Collins and his teammates know the importance of this game.
This is a very big game. This is our biggest game to date over the past 2 years. Now, this is the game that's going to put us, back in the national spotlight, and this is a game that's going to give us the respect we deserve, in the nation. We've been kind of flipping and flopping around in the latter half of the top 20. We're ready to move on. We want to be top 10. We want to be top 5. We want to play for a national championship again.
And Greg Gumbel, if Penn State wins today, they are back as a national powerhouse in college football.
They won here in 1987. 24-13. It was Bill Curry's second game as the coach of the Tide. Bobby Humphrey was the man that night, rushing for over 200 yards. Now Penn State waiting in the tunnel, waiting to emerge before 83,000. Bill Curry in his 3rd year as the coach at Alabama. And now the 5-1 Penn State Nittany Lions. Coach Joe Paterno. State has won 2 national championships in this decade. They've regained their form this season, 5 straight victories. And today, Alabama will try to beat Joe Paterno for the 3rd straight year. No school has ever done that before. Alabama, Penn State coming up next. It's college expect to see at Alabama, but we've had Indian summer all week here, and just gorgeous. Penn State has won the toss and elected to receive. Philip Doyle kicks. Richie Anderson, a freshman, returns for Penn State. He is on the prowl at the 2-yard line, waiting for Doyle's kick. Doyle's kick comes to Anderson at the 1-yard line. He's got a wedge, and he's down at the 34. A 33-yard return by Richie Anderson. Bob Damon with a big block to help free him. Tony Sacca, sophomore from New Jersey, is the starting quarterback. He was only 8 for 28 last year against the Crimson Tide. He's joined in the backfield by, well, first of all, the receivers, David Daniels and Terry Smith. Daniels can go deep. You'll also see a lot today of O.J. McDuffie. He'll be shuttling in the plays along with Terry Smith. Blair Thomas is in the backfield along with Leroy Thompson. Full house backfield on first down as Smith joins him. And the give is to Thompson to the 39-yard line.
Jim, on that opening kickoff, Philip Doyle, the kicker, came limping off the field. They have him on the bench, and they're attending to him.
Alabama has a backup place kicker, Alan Ward, who was a high school prep All-America. Doyle's maybe seeing Ward today. Doyle is injured. Wow. McDuffie is in this full house backfield with Thomas and Thompson on 2nd and 5 for Penn State. The give to Blair Thomas. Going off left tackle near the first down at the 44-yard line. Running behind that line on the left side with McMartin.
Well, they throw the ball downfield a lot. They don't dink the ball. No Penn State quarterbacks really ever had high percentages because they throw the ball downfield so deep.
On 3rd and 1, Sacca on the sneak has the first down for Penn State. Ball at the 46-yard line. Lining up in the I. Daniels in motion. Thomas is the tailback. Thomas running behind Zott, getting near the 50. Tackled by Willie Wyatt and Thomas Rayham.
It may be a field goal type of game, Jim.
2nd down and 8. McDuffie in motion. The pitch to Thomas. Thomas gets into Alabama territory at the 49-yard line. But it'll set up 3rd and about 4. They have the
back they've ever had at Penn State. First guy on the field, last guy off, first guy into meetings.
And of course, having come back from a major knee injury that kept him out all of last year. 3rd and 5. Sacca play action. Looking and throwing for Thompson. Did he catch it? Yes. First down. just inside of the first down mark at the 43-yard line. Another first down for the Nittany Lions as we join John injured on the opening kick. 1st and 10, staying with the full house backfield. Saka now setting up that patented Penn State screen, and the pass is complete to the 35-yard line with Leroy Thompson. Pat, they know how to run. Collins joins the backfield. It's a reverse to McDuffie. Saka out in front trying to lead the way with a block. McDuffie is raced down at the 24-yard line. Another Penn State first down.
Got in his way and allowed McDuffie to get around him.
1st and 10, back to Thomas. Thomas dancing around, getting inside of the 20 to the 19-yard line. A rush of 6 yards for Blair Thomas. Mangum on the tackle for Alabama.
But it's tough to stop him dead in his tracks because he is always moving his legs.
Pat, what a comeback he has made, too. He does not even wear a knee brace. And consider the knee injury kept him out all of last year. Has been troubled lately with a hip pointer, but here he carries again. And it's a first down, Penn State, near the 13-yard line. Graham on the tackle for the Crimson Tide. Smith to the right, McDuffie on a slot right on 1st and 10. Thomas out of there in motion. Swinging it over to Thomas. He avoids the first tackle and goes out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Osmond forced him out.
Arthroscopic surgery. Back to you now, Jim.
2nd down and 5 from the 9-yard line. There he goes. Thomas. This time he is stopped and hit by John Mangum, who came up from the corner. 5 from the 9-yard line. Saka over the head of Daniels. And Penn State will attempt a field goal. Ephraim Thomas on the coverage. Ray Terrassi comes in to attempt the field goal of 26 yards. Joe Markowitz is the holder. Mark Lawn will snap it back. And the left hash mark. Terrassi puts Penn State on the board. Well, they used up over 6 minutes on the clock, and they net a field goal early against Alabama. Now lining up in the eye. 2 tight ends. Abrams joins Russell. Hollingsworth throws complete to Russell. Lamont Russell near midfield. And another Alabama first down. Alabama. Marvin Hagler and Rocky Marciano. 3rd down and 10 for Alabama. Pass is almost intercepted by Henderson. Wow. Hernan Henderson had an open sideline ahead of him. Penn State holds in the first quarter. Down and 7 for Penn State. Will they risk throwing out of the end zone? Well, they're going to try. Saka's pass incomplete. Intended for O.J. McDuffie at the 19-yard line. Mangum on the coverage.
Side linebacker.
There you see it. Penn State has allowed the fewest points per game. Miami is 2nd. 2nd and long. Hollingsworth with protection. Throws complete to Prince Wembley. It was a good one. Good guard. 2nd down, or 3rd down it is, and 3. Hollingsworth rolling left, throwing, and on the ground. Pass. I may have been intercepted. I don't think it ever touched the ground, Pat.
I think you're right. I think it was laying on a couple of bodies. The officials and all Southeastern Conference crew, by the way, and Andre Collins. Yep.
Penn State football, Andre Collins.
You know, I was talking to some of the Alabama coaches before the game, and they were worried about the turf. We have seen both teams slip and slide out there. You see both Alabama receivers there slide, and the ball never did touch the ground, and Collins picks it off.
Saran Stacy on his back, number 27.
He slipped. No, there it did hit the ground. Yeah, you could see the ball actually hit the ground there on that replay.
Well, there is no instant replay rule in college football.
Yeah, that's a tough break there for Alabama.
We're going to take another look at it. But first, Penn State takes over at the 5. Saka going big time right away. He's looking for Daniels, and the pass is underthrown, and the interception is returned. Ephraim Thomas comes right back, and Alabama will take over at the 43. Anderson, Russell, they line up as receivers. Hollingsworth. This is Turner, the fullback. He's got the first down, and there's a flag down on the play as the ball rests at the 16-yard line. Martin Houston comes into the backfield for Alabama. Hollingsworth, his receiver tripped, and Henderson makes an interception. Vernon Henderson has 3 INTs and about running it with Stacy, and he has the first down. Tackled by Collins first.
This means they need to get to around the 36-yard line.
Hollingsworth rifles the pass complete at the 36-yard line. It's Prince Wembley.
And again, you see the poise of Gary Hollingsworth. I think guys who are poised like him run the 2-minute drill particularly well, Jim.
He picked up 15. They stopped the clock to move the chains. Alabama still has 2 timeouts. Don't know why they don't use one there. On the sideline, Wembley got the foot down.
Well, I tell you why, I think
ball incomplete would be a 40-yard field goal attempt. Now they run the football. Stacy, he has room, he's inside the 10, and he's just short. With 2 seconds left in the half. Darren Perry saved the touchdown.
Well, an unbelievable call by Homer Smith and Alabama. Of anybody he has ever seen.
And they're stopped. Martin Houston is stopped.
A good defense. I don't think it's been necessarily bad offense. Very good defensive teams in play today.
From the 50, the handoff to Leroy Thompson. It was an 8-3 game last year. No touchdowns in that one. Alabama winning. So they've gone 6 quarters without finding the end zone in this series. Blair Thomas with room and gets near the first down. He'll be about a yard short at the 41-yard line. 3rd and 1. Another reverse to McDuffie, and a first down. Didn't pick up a lot of yardage, but enough for the first at the 35-yard line. Saka again out in front, trying to find someone to hit. He picks up the first down on that one, Doc. 1st and 10 from the I formation. They give to Blair Thomas. Blair Thomas on the last carry of the first half for Penn State. Move past John Capoletti into 4th place all-time on the Penn State rushing list. He now has 2,647 yards.
Passed a pretty good one in Capoletti. Played with him for a few years professionally. Great player, great all-around back, as many of these Penn State backs have been over the years.
Of course, the 1973 Heisman Trophy winner, John Capoletti. 2nd down, Thomas on the pitch. Zott out in front. Thomas with some swift feet gets near the first down, out of bounds at the 25-yard line. For the Nittany Lions out of the full house backfield. Leroy Thompson gets the call, and he'll be close. But here's the list. Look at that, Kurt Warner.
Good list.
Thomas backed up DJ Dozier in that national championship season, 1986. Idell Mitchell, Matsui. So a first down for the Nittany Lions at the 25-yard line. John Jarrett in the backfield with Thomas. Saka backpedaling and throwing it out of bounds.
Plays like that, he'll help his team win. Just don't take the sack. Get your team at a field goal range.
He's 6 for 12 passing for 44 yards. 2nd down and 10. delay give to Thomas, driving those legs forward to the 20-yard line. McCants on the tackle. Saka looking for McDuffie. He holds on. Touchdown, Penn State. The man John Dockery spoke of just minutes ago. Not feeling well during the week. Recovered. And now he's come out and scored the first touchdown of the game. What a catch it was, too. Tarassi on the extra point try. And it's 10-3 Penn State.
What you do with a great athlete like O.J. McDuffie, and his namesake, he was named after O.J. Simpson, is you throw the ball up and let a guy go up and use that enormous athletic ability if you have it. And that's just what he did. Saka threw the ball up a little bit underthrown, which you want to do on that kind of throw. Good coverage, really, by Mangum, but too much athletic ability by McDuffie.
This is the forgotten hero from the first half, Darren Perry, who stopped Saran Stacy just inches shy of the goal line prior to the intermission. And now he makes the pickoff, and with that run back dancing around, I never thought he'd get all the way down inside of the 10. Finally, Terrell Chapman bumps him out of the 7.
He picked up a couple of nice blocks by Dieter and Schoenwolf to clear the way for him.
First and goal from the 7-yard line. Blair Thomas picks up 2 to the 5-yard line.
It was just really an overthrow, and Darren Perry happened to be right here. But the strong safety, which he is at Penn State, they ask a lot of this guy. They ask him to play deep, play close to the line of scrimmage, the overthrow. But watch the blocks he gets by 72, Dieter, 31 there, Collins, 75, Schoenwolf right there throwing a block for him. There's a lot of guys who went from defensive players to offensive players after that interception.
And Penn State will attempt the field goal to take the lead.
Tough angle here from the right hash mark for any kicker. Sometimes they'll have a delay a game to back it up 5.
Tarassi, Ray Tarassi, just inside of that right upright. And it's 13-10 Nittany Lions. 1:20 left in the third quarter in our CFA action.
Jim, the Sooners fumbled on their own 9. 3 plays later, Colorado's Darian Hagan, 8 yards for the touchdown. They're headed for a showdown next week with Nebraska here on CBS. Nebraska winning handily in the 4th quarter. Let's go back to Jim and Pat.
All right, they both will come in undefeated. Nebraska and Colorado next week. Off last week, and last year gave Notre Dame fits. Blair Thomas scoots his way for 4. A second down and 7, we'll call it. A short 7. Saka throwing, his receiver fell down.
Typical Penn State down. They like to be in 3rd and 3 and 4. At 3rd and 7, it's a little bit uncomfortable for them.
Saka with good time, now rolls right, looking down the sideline, and the pass is caught by Terry Smith. Wow. 2 defenders right in the area for the pickup of 13 yards and the first down. And that was to drag the left foot. Inbounds. 1st and 10 carry. Thomas. There he goes. Inside of the 30-yard line of Alabama. 23 yards. Blair Thomas.
Penn State has always been a 4th quarter team as long as Joe Paterno has been here because...
Saka looking at the end zone. McDuffie's down there. Through his hands. There was a collision
with Ephraim Thomas.
I thought actually McDuffie, it looked like to me, pushed Thomas away from him. He did trip.
3rd and 10. McCants trying to crash through. He's picked off. And now Saka throws it incomplete.
Fast.
Well, they're going to try the field goal. They're down 4. 4th and 11. 11 and a half minutes left. It's going to make it a 1-point game. Taurasi. He's got to hook a little more, and it does. Just getting through the right upright. That's a career-long field goal for Ray Taurasi. His 3rd of the day, and it's now Alabama leading by 1. Of Penn State from 46 yards. Taurasi nailing his 3rd field goal of the day. Turner and Owens Lassick in the backfield. Batted down by Gibbons. Alabama, 3rd and 6 from the Penn State 45. Across the middle to Wembley. 1st down, Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide on the move on an absolutely perfect autumn afternoon in the dead center portion of Pennsylvania. Anderson, wide right, Battle in a slot right. Turner on the handoff. 1st down, Alabama. He almost stumbled.
Jim, Rich Schoenwolf has made a lot of big plays in his 4 years, but none of them have been bigger than this one. Again, when you see you can't get to the quarterback, you stay there, you try to tip a ball. Beautifully timed, and you don't think of some of these big defensive ends and tackles as great athletes, but that was a terrific and athletic play by Schoenwolf as he waited it, made a nice stop, caught the ball, and then picked up about 3.
Down 1 point. Penn State takes over at its own 30. The fake, the bootleg, and Saka slips. Daniels left, McDuffie right, and the pass caught. Jacob, the tight end, gets the 1st down. Well, let's see. He might have to measure for it. Just past the 40. Dave Jacob.
And we talk so much about Hollingsworth's presence, but Tony Saka really showed us something there.
3rd and a fingernail for Penn State. And that's all Saka needed to do. Just advance it.
Well, that was actually a 2nd career interception, Jim, for Rich Schoenwolf. Showed some nice hands there.
Kind of reminds you of Jeff Alm at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Defensive lineman makes all the interceptions.
Yeah, they led the team, Notre Dame team, last year in interceptions.
1st and 10, Penn State. Clock is running. 4 minutes, 20 seconds. All timeouts remaining. They'll run it with Blair Thomas. He gets to the 45-yard line. Penn State 5-1 with 5 straight victories. And driving now, trying to regain the lead. Blair Thomas into Alabama territory. And near the 1st down. House backfield on 1st and 10. And run it with Blair Thomas. He is hammered after a 1-yard gain. Penn State College. 2nd down and 8. Blair Thomas off right tackle. I tell you what, Pat, with 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. It's 8 seconds remaining. The Crimson Tide leading by just a single point over Penn State.
And a 3rd and 3 here for this Penn State team. And you got to figure they're going to try to get the ball to their best player. That is Blair Thomas.
Full house backfield. They do go with Thomas. He hurdles over 1 and is near the 1st down. I believe he has it at the 39.
Some guys just rise to the occasion, and Blair Thomas has done that for a long, long time, but he followed the block again.
New set of downs. Thomas again for only 2. Vantrese Davis on the tackle. 2nd and 9. Staying with Blair Thomas. Thomas, he's at the 29-yard line.
That was the 10 yards they needed to put Taurasi in range.
Remaining, trailing by a point. Blair Thomas. And the senior who came back after a one-year layoff because of a knee injury, he is doing it all. They are staying with Blair Thomas.
Kind of surprising with 3 timeouts remaining. They don't call one here to get themselves a little bit more organized to find out exactly where they want the ball set for the field goal attempt.
They're at the 22-yard line. That would be equivalent to a 39-yard attempt. 2nd down and 4. Again, Blair Thomas. First down, Penn State. And to the 10-yard line. Penn State has called a timeout. 28 seconds left.
Losing the clock, and what they're going to try to do is run it out and kick the field goal as time expires.
9 straight carries for Thomas for 49 yards. Of course, they stay with him, and he gets to the 5, and right in the middle of the field for Taurasi.
Penn State calls a timeout.
Penn State with 1 timeout left to advance the football right in square middle of the field. From this point, you're talking 22-yard field goal attempt for Ray Taurasi from the 5-yard line and 21 seconds remaining. Blair Thomas again. Did he scoot in? He is down at the 1-foot line. Long will snap it back to Joe Markowitz, and Ray Taurasi, 3 for 3 today, has a chance to win it. He's made good from 26, 22, and 46 yards. This is for Penn State's 6th straight win and Alabama's first loss of the year. High snap, it's blocked. The kick is blocked and recovered by Alabama.
Hit by Higgins. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be Erickson. That hand is still extremely swollen. It's the one underneath the arm there. And it is the finger, your pointing finger, actually, that the knuckle was broken up. Well, he was off to a great start. And there is a look at that knuckle. I don't see how he grips the football at all. But you understand why he is not playing. Gino Beretta has stepped in and has done a fantastic job. Beretta, Sats throws incomplete. Hawkins, the intended receiver. Dawkins, I beg your pardon.
Not for Wesley Carroll here.
Pressure up the middle. Pass is incomplete, and a marker pass interference will be called against Florida State. Miami at the 17-yard line. Run, oh my goodness, what a hit. Dedrick Dodd Roach coming up from his free safety spot, and another flat inside at the Seminole 8-yard line. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. 92nd down. Short drop, has it complete. Dawkins tackled inside the 3-yard line. Terrell Buckley comes up defensively. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Terrell lobs it to the end zone. Intercepted. Draw play again. This time it is Bennett going straight ahead. Takes it to the 35.
It'll be tough to play Miami.
Blitz is on. They set screen to the right. Incomplete. And while you're at home thinking 1:59 left until halftime. Seminoles by 4. Toretta gets it out, complete to Conley, puts a head down, ball is fumbled, and Florida State recovers at the 33. Buckley made the hit. Dinkins, I believe, came up with the football. We'll double check it. It's a fake. Pass is away, and they will not have it. Oh, what defense on the part of Miami as Kenny Berry comes up to nail the Florida State receiver.
Was visiting Notre Dame, a game you saw earlier today on ESPN. Tough day for Alex Van Pelt, though. 10-7 Notre Dame, 3rd and 13. He floats one over the middle. Pat Terrell has it, and he will go all the way, 54 yards for the touchdown. Notre Dame would lead 17-7 on his 5th INT of the year, and they had great defense throughout this game. They had a safety earlier. 3rd quarter, and the draw to Rocket Ismail. Outruns everybody down the right sideline. 50 yards for him, and the Irish stun Pitt 45-7, and they are now 8-0 on the year, and obviously right now the #1 team in the nation. Number 3, Colorado, playing very well at Oklahoma. They hadn't won at Oklahoma in Norman in 24 years as they visited the Sooners today. Colorado's Darian Hagan on the option will ramble all the way from midfield down to the Oklahoma 14. He's doing a great job with Eric Bieniemy hurt running this offense. A few plays later, Hagan will, well, I guess you call it a throw on the option to J.J. Flanagan. That'll make it 10-0, and eventually Colorado will win at Oklahoma for the first time in 24 years. 20-3 the final there, and they have a big tilt coming up against the Huskers of Nebraska next week, as Colorado is unbeaten in 8 straight games. As are the trying to rebound after being handled by Clemson a week ago, and it was Todd Ellis injured his left knee, and his career is over for South Carolina. South Carolina down 10-3 with Harold Green around right end, would cut it back and go in 38 yards for the touchdown, which would tie it at 10. The score was tied at 10 in the 4th quarter when Shane Montgomery would go to work. He will drop back, look, and find Al Bird across the middle. He'll shake a couple tacklers and get outside, and from 32 yards, he is gone. 17-10 at that point. The Wolfpack would go 7-1 by winning it 20-10 at South Carolina. Big rivalry for them as they win one on the road today. Number 21, Texas A&M goes 4-1 in Southwest Conference play. They're on the heels of 3-0 Texas. The Metrodome today, they were to have some doubts about whether that would continue. The band was pretty casual. They were munching a little bit before the game. Minnesota up 10-0 first quarter, and Greg Fry hit by Mike Sunvold. Sean Lumpkin grabs it in midair and will go 85 yards for the touchdown. The Golden Gophers look golden, leading 31-8 at the half. But Ohio State never gave up. Less than a minute to go, Buckeyes would trail only 37-34. That crowd would be shocked a little later as Fry would look for Jeff Graham. Touchdown, OSU. They lead for the first time 41-37. Last play of the game, Scott Scheffner looks for freshman Steve Rem off his fingertips in the end zone. Ohio State wins it 41-37. The Buckeyes had 361 yards of total offense. What a win for John Cooper. 361 yards of total offense after halftime. More than Minnesota had the entire game. What a win for the Bucks today. Now, also in the Big Ten, Iowa wins at Northwestern 35-22. Michigan State had a scare at Purdue but beat the Boilers 28-21.
Wait till Otis sees this. He'll love this. Otis Taylor of Oklahoma, that is. His punt return for a touchdown made the Sooners want to shout, even if they are on double secret probation. How about Washington's Lilo Lang? Cal's extra point is blocked, and there go Lilo. Lo and behold, how low can you go? Lo, what a show. Lo, just a few yards mo. There you go. Special teams took a lot of attention in October. The last thing you want to do with an onside kick is to have it returned for a touchdown. The Longhorns' Michael Padgett was in the right place at the right time. And how about place kicker Wayne Clemens? He had his point after touchdown blocked. He caught the ball and then found a receiver in the end zone. 2 points for the price of 1. Defense was a big hit in the month of October.
Shut up!
I want you to know.
No wonder some of these guys didn't have their head on straight. Nebraska's Reggie Cooper looks more like an All-American wide receiver than a defensive back on this one-handed INT. And here's a guy you wouldn't want to dance with your dates. Miami's Bernard Clark. He not only lowers the boom from the backside, but brags about it. In case there was any doubt about a penalty, Dexter Carter makes it quite clear. Now for the stat of the month. Houston's Andre Ware has more touchdown passes in this, his junior year, than Fran Tarkington, Bart Starr, Joe Namath, Johnny Unitas, Jim Kelly, Earl Morrall, and Otto Graham had combined in their senior year. As a team, the Cougars amassed close to 4,000 offensive yards in October. Saran Stacy kept the undefeated Tide rolling with his 75-yard rumbling stumbler. And Arizona's David Eldridge proved why every Pac-10 game is a track meet. Well, that's the best from both sides of the football. And for those of you who want just one more, a suggestion: don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
A rumbling